Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Eric. What is up? The only acceptable answer to that, of course, is chicken butt. It's Friday, so it is time for some Fallout, as per the usual. There we go. Yeah, God. It's gonna be another short one today. I got me a long drive in the morning, but that's okay. Just means we'll have to do this again, right? Last time we got through the Lonesome Hearts DLC. I'm going to try and hit up the Old World Blues DLC this time around and see what that is about. Once again, Humble Bundle. Check them out. Link below. They're awesome. That's all. Also, I'm playing with a controller this time around. I decided to move back to a controller for a little bit. See if that does me better. I don't know why. More comfortable. Alright, shall we? Let's. Ooh, okay. There we go. It's very, very hot where I am. Okay, so I have to remember how the controller works. There we go. Quests. Okay, so that is this right here, right? Let's check out the world map. That is way down there. That's okay, we can fast travel to Nipton. Yeah, let's do that. Oh. Nipton. Those guys are still alive. Hanging up there. Oh, shit. Nope, that's not it. Back. Well, I guess he's not alive anymore. That was... What the fuck was that about? Eh. Controller feels so weird now. Nothing in there I want, I don't think. Alright. That's not weird. This is gonna be like a Saw movie, is it? Like... Alright, so it's a satellite, which is playing a movie. Just what are the chances that a satellite with a projector crash lands at a drive-in theater? The atomic wonders of science. Let's look at this satellite. Oh, I knew it. Oops.
In the years before the Great War, Big Mountain had been the home to the brightest minds of the 21st century. Scientists of vision were drawn to the facility to tackle the greatest technological challenges of the era. They sought to create a new world, fueled by technology for the benefit of all mankind. Sonic emitters, space-age alloys, DNA hybridization, force field particle research, autodoc advances in cranial, cardiac, and trauma surgery. The hopes and dreams of a century became realities in the electronic forges of Big Mountain. The nucleus of this research was the Dome, a huge stone facility that held the labs of every science known to man. It was a think tank where no problem could not be solved, where no question could not be answered. The Great War brought a new energy to Big Mountain and its scientists. Although sheltered from the front lines, the scientists waged their own war, fighting their battles at the atomic level. Equations and calculations marched endlessly across chalkboards and computer terminals toward one solution: winning the war. For years, the minds and computers of Big Mountain were a blaze of trajectories, weapon schematics, and nuclear theories. The problems began to outpace the solutions, first geometrically, then exponentially. As the war escalated, so did the questions. On the night of October 23rd, 2077, the scientists received an answer that put all their questions to rest. In the aftermath, Big Mountain's silent experiments went to sleep, their creators slowly dying in the new world that had been left behind. And the great stone in the middle of the Big Empty lay untouched, filled with countless technological wonders. Wonders that, in the end, had been answers to the wrong question.
All right, okay. First of all, I'm going to have the Big Empty song, Ooh Baby, I Love Your Way, stuck in my head now till the end of time. I feel strangely heavier. That's me every day I wake up. Faint surgical scars. Oh, Jesus. They took my kidneys. No, I'm heavier. They left something. They gave me kidneys. Oh, baby, I love your way. Every day, yeah, yeah. I wanna be with you night and day. I don't know why I'm taking this crap. I don't need it. The sink. The sink. Hello? Oh, you sunk my battleship. Blank? Oh, backup holotape to restore files. Okay. Hello? Oh. Does every appliance have its own personality? Oh, I guess it does. I was kidding. my god, my jukebox is a personality. Oh, look at you, you're so cute. Hi. Oh. His name is Muggy. We're gonna be best friends. Mad scientist, not just scientist scrubs, mad scientist scrubs. If I had a hammer. I can't even talk to my light switch. Hello? Alright, okay. I guess we'll go to the think tank. A strange feeling of pacifism comes over me. This is the future liberals want.
I thought I heard the pacification field kick in. All right, shh. Nobody move. I'll handle this. Be warned, intruder. You are in the presence of a mighty think tank of Big Mountain. The collective geniuses of... We... By Oppenheimer, which one of you self-professed geniuses has been adjusting my volume knob? Who was it? Was it you, 8? Oh, Dr. O, was it? Likely story. O couldn't spark 2 neurons if they were in a lattice of biomed gel.
What? Me? Breaking news, Klein. It wasn't me, alright? I'm the robotical engineer. 8 is sound waves. That's his specialty. You always do this. You always demean me in front of guests. And it's not O, alright? It's...
Enough! Either of you do it again, it'll be the last time. Now... Great. Now I forgot what I was saying. What was I talking about?
I am the great and powerful Oz. I don't give a shit what you have to say.
Did it just say something? Anyone catch that? Boros, you work with animals. Translate. It's a lobotomite. Here, in the dome. Oh, as if this situation couldn't get any worse. Now we've got lobotomites. Dala, get the spray before it excretes all over everything.
Yeah.
Dr. Klein, if my hypothesis is correct, this lobotomite is the repository of the brain we sent the signal to. The skin envelope once containing it.
Well, I don't like that.
If so, it's proof that there may indeed be something beyond the crater. Just look at it. The way it blinks. It's like a big, hairless teddy bear.
I know what it is, Dala. I want to know why it's down here. With its limbs all over everything. And are those penises I see wriggling on its feet? Disgusting.
I believe those are toes, Dr. Klein. Little teddy bear toes. Penises are much larger than those tiny extremities. Not that I would know.
I don't recall the human penis ever being that large.
It depends on one's own frame of reference, Dr. O. Look at its little nose with its 2 orifices for ingesting oxygen.
Noses? Why, the great static. These lobotomites confound me with their sheer number of useless extremities.
Wave hand and nod, yeah. Science.
Now it's holding up an array of fully erect hand penises.
Can we not?
If it tries to insert them, activate vivisectors. Dr. Klein, wait. I don't believe those gestures were random. Random at all. It's been following our conversation. The lobotomite understands us.
I agree with Boros' histrionic findings. This little lobotomite is unusually attentive for something whose brain has been extracted.
Nonsense! Lobotomites can't comprehend us!
Ace, have you been in the Mentats again? If we slow down our oral processoreceptors to understand this excretion, we'll all be rendered ignorant.
All of you, power down, shut up, and let me prove once and for all how wrong you all are. As usual. Lobotomite, do you understand me? Can you speak? Those were words, weren't they? In the form of questions. He's asking me questions. Is this some kind of trick? Our efforts have turned against us. In playing God, we created a monster.
Perhaps as we were ruthlessly lobotomizing it with our cutters, we filled this skin envelope with awareness. A teddy bear with new stuffing.
Wait. If what you're theorizing is this lobotomite understands us, can reason with us.
Then this may be just the answer we've been looking for. At last, a chance to... Dr. Klein, a transmission from the Forbidden Zone, coming right at us. It can only be...
If it isn't my old colleagues, the mighty think tank of Big Mountain. Big fools, all of you. It is I, Dr. Mobius, transmitting from my dome-shaped dome in the Forbidden Zone. A zone that is, yes, forbidden to you. Even now, my deadly robo-scorpions swarm across Big Mountain with their pincers and pointy laser tails. Soon, all science will be mine! Even the technology sealed in the Big Mountain research centers cannot save you. So cower in your think tank. Wait for the end. That's all. Goodbye.
Mobius. Always the same broadcast. He's clearly mad, driven insane by his flawed and imprecise kindergarten-level research methodology.
What are we going to do? There's no way we can breach the Forbidden Zone. There's those robot scorpions everywhere.
The Forbidden Zone, where no brain has ever entered, nor ever returned.
Except Dr. Mobius, and the technologies that could save us. They are out of our reach.
And Dr. Mobius mocks us. Did you see his cracked monitor? He's clearly let himself go.
What? Ask the lobotomite for help? 8, I think you need the fluid levels in your logic assist pumps checked.
If this lobotomite responded, Dr. Klein, then it is clearly intelligent, perhaps even displays heretofore unknown levels of helpfulness.
But what of its brain? We scooped that out. We don't even know where we left it. And for putting it back in, none of us have the knowledge.
Yes, but it's still aware and responsive. Look at it. It's regarding us even now, with its big teddy bear eyes.
The teddy
If we
bears.
ask it politely, and leave the part about the unnecessary, ruthless lobotomizing out, it might be favorably disposed to us. We removed your brain. Yes. So soft, barely wrinkled, yet so flush with knowledge and experience. Brain extraction technology has been standard practice at Big Mountain for an immeasurable amount of time.
Once the brain was out, then came the coils. The Tesla coils. The coils of Nikola Tesla.
What? What? I feel like someone got a hold of old Commando Cody serial footage, like back from the 40s.
Yeah, Abe, no need to brag. Wherever your brain is, it's transmitting thoughts to you through the
Tesla coils in its head.
This is fortunate in many respects. If your brain was anywhere in the dome, why, you could access your aggression centers.
Circumventing the pacification field. This is a no-no. We have never been in a fight. We do not want that. Reminds me of my days in American High. And Richie Marcus.
Key erased. Okay, I feel like some kid was playing with my insides.
Darla, was it necessary this time?
I assume full responsibility. I take my duties in the prodding and excision of living, breathing tissue quite seriously. Although in truth, the Autodoc had done most of the work already. Quite industrious, almost cut into all my investigations. Once it had removed the brain and I misplaced it, other organs began to cry for direction, using your nerves as telegraph wires. Rather than let them send their signals, I removed them as well. Shh, little organs. Go to sleep in your tanks. Dala loves you.
First was the heart.
I can't be poisoned. An artificial blood pump. Robots are now confused by you. I'm confused by me.
Oh, wait, I mean, second was the heart. Brain was first.
Yeah.
Third was the spine.
spine. Totally overrated, that arrangement of vertebrae. Look at me, with my lumbar and thoracic curvature. Never had a use for any of that. Spineless is what I prefer.
To be correct, you should say, the Autodoc took out your brain. It did all the heavy lifting. It has never worked so hard before. It was unusual. It worked so hard on your surgery, it destroyed its own memory. How odd. I bet your brain remembers what happened.
That Autodoc junk heap was one of Mobius's creations, like the rest of the talking scrap metal in the attic.
After that, the brain lost itself. Not in the metaphysical sense. Might have gotten flushed into one of the pipes. Actually, that's pretty likely.
If so, it was flushed all the way to Mobius. Floosh. That is the sound of flushing. By the Fisher of Rolando, enough of this biological surgery talk. Lobotomite, listen to my voice. It denominates me to ask, but we need your help. In most probable of probabilities, our enemy, Mobius, has your brain. This is not good. He will most likely come after our brains next. We want you to stop him, somehow, with science.
With science. First you scoop up my brain. Now you want me to save you.
That is correct, yes. I hope you're not demonstrating resentment now. If you are, well, we can't have that.
What the hell am I even talking to you right now?
We have no idea. This line of questioning isn't important to us right now. Why are you asking these tangential questions? Stop it! We need these technologies. You need to get them. You must get them.
You are equipped to retrieve the technologies with your primitive form. We are not.
It's kind of embarrassing. You have hands, and a heartbeat, sort of. And eyes, mostly the hands. There's door handles and lockers and...
Enough! We need your help. Will you help us?
Oh. Fine.
Excellent. This is turning out much better than the activate the retreat protocols and cower in my room idea I had earlier.
Agreed. Oh, and I've used my robotical knowledge to, transmit the radio map waves to... Settle down, 8. I would have gotten it in a second, all right? 8's transmitted the last known coordinates of the research centers. They, well, move sometimes. Or get buried. Or blow up.
8 is correct. All we need are the schematics. This does not mean we do not want the cold hard technology, however. So do not give in to your biological tired laziness and decide you would sweat too much carrying them. You have a new spine. Use it. And even if you die in the act of reclamation, simply reaching them will auto-transmitify the schematics to us. That is still good. For us.
What are these technologies?
The technologies are the X2 transmitter antenna array, used to focus coherent thought at excessively high frequencies.
The psychoanalytic, cardiac dampening, sneaky stealth suit. A suit like nothing this world has ever heard, seen, or could ever see.
And 8's sonic soundwave emitter projectile gun, able to broadcast sound at lethal frequencies. It also gives a great biogel massage.
There. We have informed you of all we need. We estimate if you are focused, your time investment will be minimal, by our standards. If you work quickly, you will be the recipient of a gesture of gratitude from us. We do not bestow these old-world gestures lightly. Our intentions exactly. The important thing is you rush quickly through this task so as not to waste our time. Do not get curious, or you will end up like the cat of Schrödinger.
We feared you would be tempted to explore Big Mountain Crater and examine the many amazing non-mandatory research labs that lie off your designated path. The many such optional explorations are discouraged. Work hurriedly as if you have blinders on, and leave curiosities and items of interest alone.
So many sciences and developments. Pass them by. Let impatience and the desire to simply finish, to end it all quickly and carelessly guide you.
Right you are, 8. In our test results, we'll make a note about how quickly you ran our maze. Nobel challenge.
After all, there will be plenty of time afterward to partake of the experiments once our bidding is done.
Ah, that is correct. You must walk upon your many penised feet. Much slower than our advanced hovering robotical frames.
The little teddy bear could always run right into the pylon perimeter on its thick, turgid feet, returning it to us quickly and directly.
The radar fence that surrounds the Big Mountain Crater will protect you from straying beyond the facility.
The mighty radar fence protects us all. Get too close to the blinking posts, and the proximity warning shall be your warning. You are too close.
If you get near it, your vision will blur as the electrodes in your head shut off one by one. Click, click, click.
Possible memory loss will occur, along with long-term nerve degradation. It is tied to not having a brain attached to your nervous system. But the nerve degradation is nothing to worry about. Such degradation would take many lifespans to become evident, and all biology dies. Such tiny inconveniences are less than the greater convenience and conveyance. You see, if rendered unconscious by the pylons, you will be returned to the sink, seemingly instantaneously, by your deadened perceptions.
Yak, yak, yak. Alright. So I can't leave.
Oh, Dr. Klein? Dr. Klein? If I may intersect for a moment.
I think you may interject.
What is it? The lobotomite is asking me things, oh, and I'm trying to ignore them. My processors can't ignore you both at the same time.
Well, you know how we asked it to fetch the sonic emitter thing? Turns out we already have it. What are the odds?
What is this, a high school science fair? Get your act together. You're making us look like a collection of round earthers.
You're always yelling. My receptors can't take it anymore. And neither can my feelings.
I am yelling because you contaminated specimens can't keep your probes off the volume knob on my voice module. It is truly the end of all intelligence when the lobotomite speaks more wisdom than you geniuses. So, if we have the sound wave, sonic projecto thing gun, then what in Heisenberg's name do we need from X8? Anyone?
I believe we need a new frequency embedded into the gun. It was designed to broadcast many sounds once charged. We just don't know the frequency.
And it is lost in X8, just as X8 is forever lost to us. The sadness of my high school days, the sadness of my youth lost.
Oh, really, Boros? All you did in high school was call me Fink Tattletale and all the kids you hated, you little teacher's pet brown hound.
Give the lobotomite the emitter. Does it have an audio effect frequency loaded?
Oh, I don't think so. Wait.
What is he doing?
I think he's sonjaculating into the gun. Getting it warmed up.
Oh, I don't know.
Ding. Turkey's done.
Oh, Lord.
You give it to the lobotomite. I'm not touching that thing.
Oh, I don't think so.
I'll do it if you two are going to be ashamed of your own technological needs. Let me give a little sonic sterilization first. Alright. All antibacterial fresh. Here, my little teddy bear. I have thoroughly removed all Robco Termlink code spew from the device. It is clean, shiny, and ready for your hands.
Is this like a drug-fueled fever dream? What? Oh. Good God.
Careful where you're pointing that. That device wasn't always a weapon. It was more like a force field kind of thing. Once.
Force fields prevent us from moving forward or backward.
They are irritating.
The sonic emitter was specially designed to disable our own safety fields here in Big Mountain. When some of us lost our access passes, Dr. O.
That only happened once. And I know you were behind stealth fielding my lab keys, Dala. You formographer.
Dr. O, you rewind that comment.
Plenty of rewinding already going on in your filmography tapes. Surprised that things don't snap out of their cases with repeated observations.
Okay, so...
Yes. Maybe. Well, no, not currently.
Yeah, we lost that part of the schematics. Or Boros did. In one of the stupid labs.
Oops.
Or inside one of the stupid pets.
It is lost. All questions lead to this conclusion. The blue fields within Big Mountain shall be fielded with force. Forever.
I could care less about all of this. Can I go?
Fine, so, yes. Get these things for us. Do not attempt to comprehend their complicated schematics. That is for us to do.
Okay, see how much damage I can do. Yeah!
Well, good. What are the token words spoken in this case? Thank you? Yes. Thank you.
Wait, is it leaving? But, Dr. Klein, the lobotomite will need rest, recuperation, things like that. I volunteer my chambers, so it might be stared at. My monitor radar is slowly scanning its form to collect sensitive data.
No, that would put it too close to us. It could press buttons, turn lights on and off, and worse, let other lobotomites in.
We could give it Mobius's old room. That's where its brain got scooped out anyway. And plus some of its parts are already there. Might be more comforting for it to hang out with its spine and heart. Home is where the heart is, after all. See what I did there? Wet literal.
I suppose. We'll have to move that couch out of there. Been putting that off too long.
H says, let the lobotomite take the Sync Central Intelligence personality chip and reinstall it. That stuffy Mobius program Butler can walk the lobotomite, feed it, barter with it for us.
It would also prevent it from going to Higgs Village and taking up residence there. With my teddy bears. And it would be nice to have it so close.
Your logic, combined with my desire to keep the think tank lobotomite free, has swayed me. Here, I present the Sync Central Intelligence. Lobotomite, take this chip to the sink, plug it in, and make sure the chip is clean, or it could skip. Then make whatever crude biologic demands you need of the sink. It will cater to most of your hormonal whims. Are there other chips?
Are you echoing what he said, or are you asking for real?
He's asking, yes. Dr. Klein, there are many other personalities. If you recall, you hurled them off the Sync balcony after your argument with Mobius.
It is not an argument if one is clearly right and the other is clearly wrong. I remember now. Yes, lobotomite. There are other chips. If you want, find them. I believe they're stored on holotapes in many of our facilities. But you should stay out of those. No exploring and discovering things. The Sync Central Intelligence should be enough for your needs.
More smarter.
I cannot dispute your logic. Do we have objects to activate the chip's exchange routines?
What, like stuff? Things?
Yes, things.
I don't know. Might be some old Nuka-Cola or Sunset Sarsaparilla bottle caps lying around. It's not currency per se. Still might be enough to trick the Sync's trade routines. Mobius put that test line for caps in the code as a debug command, I think.
I don't believe that was Mobius's reason. His wild speculation concerning post-Holocaust economic systems was quite extensive and of high decibel.
Enough! Surrender these so-called bottle caps, Nuka and Sunset alike. In their role as things, they will serve as adequate test subjects.
All right, here, cap away. Hope that stupid ship chokes on them.
Oh my god.
Again, your logic is unassailable in its simplistic need. Oh?
Fine. It's not going to help. That ship will probably refuse them anyway, as stuck up as it is.
I hate to come back and ask for more.
If I were not as intelligent as I am, I would feel as if perhaps I'm being tricked. Impossible. Oh, more.
Why don't you make the lobotomide a bottle cap factory, Klein? Or better yet, give it a ton of things to activate the chip.
I don't need a ton. Just as much as I can carry.
Again, the logic of the request is clear. Tonnage is not needed, only adequate weight. Everyone, display your things.
No, please don't.
I do not understand, yet I am intrigued by this potential display.
Of course you are.
No, wait, you don't need to fill up the emitter again, really. Klein means things for trade. Display for trade. All right, let's consolidate. There's got to be some junk around here. Magazines, useless. More caps, medicinal supplies, useless. Here.
Yes, you may need to wiggle it in a bit, but don't force it. We can't recode them if you break it. There is no more we can do to aid you, and our patience levels are depleted.
Yours?
Now go. Rest in the sink if you must, but leave us to our research.
If you're done, can we move again? My biogel's starting to crampagulate.
Of course! Go man your science stations! Go! I am surrounded by children.
Oh my god. That was the longest conversation I've had in this game. Maybe in my whole life. Oh my Jesus. Alright. So we were working on survival, even though guns and energy weapons just screwed me. Excuse me. Oh, good grief. Oh, I'm probably just going to do intense training again. Get another special. Point. But what to get it in? What to get it in? Let's do agility. Yeah? Oh my god. What the shit was that about? Scientist. What's a scientist glove? Can I... She's basically Bumblebee. All right. Ah! Or you're percolating. This is the most pointless thing I've done. See? Science. I've hacked enough Robco terminals scenario. I just realized I'm understanding you. So broadcast patterns are link, but not by choice. Can be hacked. Science. It'll take a second to violate your rights. I'm gonna take advantage of your exposed code. Gross. What? All right. Okay, so that was 8. Why he's called 8?
Lobotomite! Has it come for hellos? You'll get no such satisfaction from me.
I don't really think I want to talk to you.
The lobotomite animal before me. What other terrifying terrors will plague us in our quest for knowledge? Communists? Communist animals, perhaps? Be warned. Attempt to propaganda me. I will shriek as a frightened babe, calling loyal cyber dogs to my aid. Do you comprehend, commie animal? Drama? There is no drama in science. As I learned in high school, science is an intellectual pursuit devoid of bestial emotions. Unless, of course, you are a communist. Like Betsy Bright, who sat next to me in math, and her smoking Confederate Richie Marcus. As I learned in my high school, American High, AHS, drama is for movies, things of fiction. Here in the think tank, the only star is science.
Oh. Never mind, we've spoken enough. God, really, we have.
Before you is the brain of Dr. Boros, head of animology, beastology, and DNA scrambling technology here at Big Mountain. I lay the bones and hearts of animals bare beneath my searing gaze, especially the dogs. I did so love dogs once. Especially Gabe, that rascal. But there are many animals to shape. Industrious cazadors, the happy-go-lucky night stalkers. They are my living, breathing DNA test tubes.
You created them?
Indeed. Docile, curious, safe, sterile. They are contained here at Big Mountain to preserve DNA and for observation.
Yeah.
No, such creatures are found only here, for research purposes. They would no more be capable of escape than breeding.
Life, finds a way.
Because Big Mountain safety measures are far more sophisticated than their primitive animal instincts. We are their lords and masters.
Oi.
I cannot expect a lobotomite to understand the careful surgical castrating procedures used in their creation. Perhaps a demonstration of my castrating power would settle your doubts.
Or impregnate me.
Oh, that's too bad. Perhaps we can perform a sterility castration some other time then. Nonsense! That is what you speak. Nonsense from beyond. I was at the top of my high school class in American high school. I knew facts. I knew figures. I knew data. We would know if our research was flawed. It is not. We never contradict ourselves, so do not even try. In 2000, let's see, carry the 3, then count backwards from the Great Static, or beyond, there were the tarantula debates, and something about hawks, which made it around 2003, May, Tuesday. It was definitely Tuesday. Why are we even debating this?
God only knows.
What you ask is of no importance. Mobius besieges us. There are more important things to worry about than data and facts. The malignant tumor that is Mobius plagues us all. His hunger for power, insatiable. From his lair in the Forbidden Zone, his terrifying Robo-Scorpion army clicks and whirs across the crater of Big Mountain, ever seeking, ever stinging. He must be stopped, or all of Big Mountain shall be destroyed.
Oi.
The radar fence
Jesus.
protects us all. If evidence is correct, the one who built it is me. It keeps anything with a disembodied brain inside, like us, and anything without a brain also inside. It is the ultimate defense against communist aggression. There'll be no infectious ideas on my watch.
You're trapped here?
Trapped? Nonsense! We are secure here from evil philosophies. Ever since my anxiety-filled days of powerlessness and being bullied in American high school, I have dreamed of such security as the fence. That and giant cybernetic dogs that would ruthlessly patrol and kill anyone who wasn't my friend, like Richie Marcus and Betsy Bright. Who's laughing now, Betsy? I hope you and Richie are happy smoking in your radioactive coffins. I'm glad you never came to my birthday party.
Thought I had issues.
No! Beyond is death, despite mounting evidence to the contrary. No matter where these strange humans wander in from with their ideas and new brains, there is nothing beyond Big Mountain.
Doesn't that prove you're wrong?
Enough! Stop filling my precious brain cell units with irrelevant data. You sound like the other visitors, making wild claims of a world beyond, where there is a war beyond war. It is unproven and unthinkable. Bother the other doctors with your crackpot theories. I have no time. None of us do. There is logic and purpose in it. If these technologies are needed to pierce the Forbidden Zone, so be it. Science is powerful, and in the right hands, our hands, if we had hands, we would be nigh unstoppable.
Oh, Lord.
That castrated nickname of our facility is not its true name. The true name is Big Mountain. Where are your manners? It is our home, threatened by the horrors of Mobius. All we wish to do is continue our research, layer upon layer, above and beneath the floor of the crater, until we have our answers. But no, Mobius will not let us rest, scaring us with his scary robots with their laser tails and blowing up all the time.
Oh.
It was not our first choice of testing grounds, but we no longer have the luxuries of our test cities. Then we lost the mountain. After the explosion, we couldn't find it anymore, so the crater became our testing grounds for science. Yes, in the past, individuals would come to us, pay for technology, and if their town, community, or city was just right, we could use that city as a controlled experiment. Vault-Tec was much better at it, of course. We had to make do, get permission, sometimes. If only we could have used commie cities. But capturing whole cities was hard, so we captured enough commies to make cities of our own. So we had a group of Chinese prisoners to experiment on. Those were the days. But the true test was science on unsuspecting Americans. Whether it was holograms, new autodocs, toxins, vending machines, we wound them up, let them go into tiny, isolated towns. Then we observed.
It's got a little less fiction there.
Boom! Yes, quite unexpected and embarrassing. All better now after the landscaping, though. Much more pleasing to our monitors. And the crater helps keep everything inside, because it is bowl-shaped.
This guy sounds like George Lowe doing Space Ghost.
Submit your questions. I shall respond with deadly answers.
Yeah.
Until next time, then. Provided there is a next time. For any of us.
Oh, cripes, eh? Why am I talking to these people?
Stop hovering. I mean, if you want. Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in Think Tank. Its purpose, unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here, impossible. Oh? Oh, yes. I'm not going to bother correcting you. At least you got the doctor part correct. I can be grateful for that, at least. Stop the presses! Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Robco Tech on your arm? It is! What's your agenda bringing that in here?
What, my Pip-Boy?
How dare you bring Robco Tech in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Oh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain can make, and they'll last 1,000 years.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ugh. Damn Robco.
I don't think I'll worry you. Oh, Lord.
Fine. Ask. All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I have a gift with machines. I can render anything inoperable. Preserve them in a non-functioning state. Fine. Ask. Yeah, I do. It wasn't always oh. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier to accept a mistake as long as the purpose works. I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my gel ripple.
Are you sure? I'm a good listener.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after colostodiuretics. Okay, so my name isn't O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
Dr. Zero.
Yes, thank you. Zero. I am zero. How hard is that? A narrow, thin zero. Zero's my name. I'm proud of it, all right? It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
I understand. My name is spelled E-R-I-C on uniforms, my work uniforms, for like 3 years, so.
What?
Zero.
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something? That's brilliant. I mean, I would have come to the same conclusion. Eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who am I deceiving? I never would have figured that out. I can't figure anything out. I'm useless. Exactly. At least the old name was indisputable. Oh is more like surprise. Oh, look what I stepped in. Well, of course it does. That's the most lethal of mathematics. That's pretty cool, actually. Destroyer of numbers. I already wreck every robot I study. Why not basic arithmetic? I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can set myself apart. If I wanted to. To make a zero in all the think tank, they won't be able to escape it. That diagonal slash right down the middle. Thanks. Talking to you, it really helped unclog some frustration. Talking. What a primitive form of thought kicking.
It's like Conversation Simulator, but with crazy people.
You know, hearing my name said like that, it really de-reses my screens. As for discoveries, well, of course. Look at this. Just, built it. Amazing, isn't it? You know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I broke one of the monitors, and those innards start falling out everywhere. If you could just hold on to that for me until, well, forever, that would be welcome.
Oh, Lord.
That genius, Mobius, somehow cobbles together these really impressive-looking robot scorpions with spare parts. Even painted them. Tried to see what makes them tick. Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Every time. Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep within the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, right. Giant monsters, sure.
A giant robot scorpion.
Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of a midnight science fiction feature. Ridiculous. What are the odds? Big Mountain used to be a mountain. Then there was a slight mishap. Now it's a crater. The dome used to be buried, now it's exposed to the sky. Don't get me wrong. Makes the sky light up like a planetarium at night. All those spectra. So soothing.
Need more of those worthless caps.
I'd have a few left. Let me check. Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place tidy. Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
So yeah, we'll do survival. What are we doing? You know what? We'll do guns, I think. Guns. It's not creepy at all.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet?
Oh.
We need them, as I have indicated.
Despite your lack of earmuffs.
Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They can help you. I am Dr. Klein, Chief Head Researcher of Logistical Operations and Ideology here at Big Mountain. I am surprised you have not heard of me. I am first in my field, first chair, as it were, back in the days of chairs.
Good old chairs. Key or Imony?
Dr. Mobius was not the horrifying creature you saw upon the screen, twisted by science. He was once one of us, a friend. He researched in directions contrary to the think tank. Brains, 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 always about the brains.
Good old brains.
So we exiled him. He says he left of his own volition, but that was to save him the embarrassment. Now he sends his intelligence-consuming scorpions from the Forbidden Zone to plunder the secrets of Big Mountain. He is a menace. I'm not certain. Perhaps it only affects machines. If so, you may be immune.
My head is filled
If
with
it is
Tesla
chems,
coils.
then we have nothing to fear. Since we are afraid, it must not be chems, and you need not fear, which means you can test it. Logical. It's a side effect of the cerebral scrubbing. It won't stop you from excreting, or asking questions, apparently. Have to correct that next time. Hormonal aggressive tendencies are actively suppressed, however. They are a no-no and not permitted in the think tank. The scrubbing also ensures your silence to keep Big Mountain safe. This facility is top secret, and you cannot speak of it to anyone outside of Big Mountain. Should have done it with the last batch, and the anti-aggression scrub. We had to take precautions after the last visitors. They caused a great deal of damage in a short time. Should have made sure they couldn't mention Big Mountain once they left. An oversight. Dr. 8 and Dr. O could tell you more. Dr. O more than 8. The battle against the visitors damaged 8's voice module. Suffice to say, those visitors are unwelcome. They stole a great many secrets and much technology. Impertinent. He also broke one of my trains.
What is this place?
This is the think tank. The nerve nerve center of Big Mountain, the greatest research center known to man, and to us. Here we test and test and test some more in the name of science, atomic power, nuclear power, and scientific power.
Coolsies.
Yes, because the intellectually challenged see an M and a T next to each other and take Occam's razor to it. While you are here, you will refer to this place properly, and you will do the same with the other scientists here.
Like Dr. O.
That glowing red scar? That laser lobotomy canyon maze carved in the landscape as if by some child? It is Mobius's fortress. From that hemorrhoidal fissure, he sends his amazing robo-scorpions to terrify and irritate us. He always tended to the dramatic.
Yeah. Can't imagine.
Ask Boros. I believe he knows more about the fence than any brain. Except maybe Mobius. Mobius was involved in their construction, if I recall. But he's such a hack, he probably was reading off Boros' notes and schematics. Well, we didn't actually do it. We tried to clean up after, as always, but usually the auto dock runs on remote. But we programmed it, or Mobius did. Still, this new wrinkle with the Tesla coils in your skull was unexpected. I mean, we predicted we'd have a breakthrough eventually, but Dala knows more. She supervised your spine peel and the heart
gross.
circumcision,
What?
then dumped them both into the tanks in the sink above. Quite sanitary. Sure took her time. She always takes longer than projected with lobotomite surgeries. Not sure why.
Oh, lordy.
Yes, in all probable likelihoods, yes. Possibly. That it may have gone to Mobius is merely an inkling. I don't know why, but it may be something involving the surgery code. Actually, I don't know. All I know is it misplaced itself, or it floated off. They get into robots sometimes and go on a tear.
My brain's just running all over the place. Oh.
Yes, always leaves back doors into things. Have to keep finding them and closing them. The auto dock is now erased of his routines. It was thorough. Only Mobius would know for sure what happened with the procedure. Perhaps. Well, and your brain, of course, it would know as well.
My brain would know?
It can communicate the procedure when we examine it. It is conceivable to trace its surgical scalpel prints once we have the brain. Might take some time, but your brain has no pain nerve to scream at us while we dissect it. Convenient. I detest screaming in my lab.
Not sure that's how any of this works.
Mobius's legacy code was in the old auto dock. Yes, it fried itself after your procedure so he couldn't tell for sure. It is unfortunate. We would have benefited from knowing how the breakthrough occurred. Even if we installed another chip, the information is lost.
Why? Yeah, why?
Why does he seek our destruction? Why did he build robot scorpions with intelligence training stingers? It is because he hasn't cleaned his biogel in a long time. Clearly he's got some sort of psychological corrosion. He's mad.
Mad, I tell you. Mad!
Dr. O is certain of his findings, and no one else in the think tank is willing to test the results. Loss of brainial power. Terrifying. O has said on many occasions his inability to comprehend Mobius's robo-schematics is because of repeated robo-scorpion stings.
Okay. Laters.
Yes, a most goodbye.
Oh, okay. Alright. I know that it is a little early in the stream, but nature calls, and I don't want to get dragged into another hour-long conversation. when I gotta pee. So I will be right back. Oh, and I'm back. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, I thank you.
If it isn't the fascinating little lobotomite, you are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and proud as a teddy bear. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us. Yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis flushed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
All right.
Yes, go on. Seeing your lips and mouth forming words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle and the tongue, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's malval cavity.
I have a real teddy bear if you want it.
Whatever for.
I thought you liked them.
No, I like teddy bears. Teddy bears come in many sizes. Your size is what intrigues me the most. Some say that teddy bears can't be living, breathing things. They are wrong. They are large biological forms, breathing, heaving, snarling, coughing. Lobotomites are my teddy bears. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
What? Nonsense. What? What are you doing? Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography? Enough. I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue. Perhaps there is value in what you say. I did so enjoy breathing once, long ago.
I'll tell the others if you don't make it worth my while. Nah. This is so weird.
Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my gel might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo. Woo. Purple, purple, woo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Purple. Ba-ba, bloop. Ba-ba, bloop. Ba-ba, bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
Mrs. Robinson, are you trying to seduce me?
Why, my little bear of teddiness. I am Dr. Dalla, first head chief researcher of mineralogy and medicinal sciences. I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and techniques to apply those sciences. I also possess a degree in curiosity and advanced curiosity. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and observation to holotape eidetics. It has proven useful, especially now. I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mountain. My research doesn't descend into formography. It is only science.
How is that even possible?
Why, we create not only scientific marvels here at Big Mountain, but new sciences as well. Everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be subgrouped or partitioned.
First head chief researcher.
What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing quantification of personality and importance. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity of such attached appellations, just as surely as you must have a title.
I guess.
Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes parcels from place to place using their primitive feet or similar conveyance. You are the second one I've met in recent times. Very different specimens.
Who the shit is this other courier?
Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers too, although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety.
What was the question?
I do not know, nor should we try to access it. Perhaps Klein has the logs. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. I do not think that Klein remembers the conversation as being satisfactory.
So you have a degree in curiosity and advanced curiosity. But I shouldn't be curious.
Oh, removing it is a simple procedure. Well, except the complications it can cause to the heart and spine.
Like death.
But once the heart and spine are gone, no trouble at all. Clamp the subject down. One laser incision around the skull. Crack, snip, done. The brain is finally free of the skin envelope, which is then kept automated for cleanup duties around Big Mountain. Lobotomites. With you, however, something is definitely wrong. We've never had a lobotomite who kept speaking after being forcibly lobotomized. I am relieved the pacification field is working. If it didn't, I would broadcast some concern to my colleagues about safety protocols. That is a good question. My theory is that the Tesla coils in your brain pan are still connected to your brain somehow. It really could be anywhere. Brains are a lot smarter than most researchers give them credit for. We still have your spine and heart. If you were to somehow find your brain, wherever it slurped off to, you could humanically reduce yourself again. It is the pacification field emitters that are broadcasting into the emptiness of your skull. Without a brain, your aggression is suppressed in here. Why would you want such a thing? You might surrender to your hormones and commit primal aggression on me, on us, again and again. Then I would have to return the favor, activating my vivisectors and gently lobotomizing you from behind. Not something I would relish doing. No, the only way to circumvent the field is to have a brain, and we extracted that like we do all lobotomites here.
If I only had a brain, a heart, a spine. I'm sensing a theme here.
Perhaps you are stuck in a looping gesture of verbal intercourse.
Excuse me?
It'll all become clear. If not, at least we will have the technology here at the Dome, where all technology belongs.
Sound like the
When
Brotherhood.
we have all the technology, all the answers, we can share it with the world, piece by piece. All will be in order, and all will be like Big Mountain.
Didn't Father Elijah, back in the Dead Money DLC, claim to have been in the Big Empty?
Dr. Mobius, a monstrous brain creased with wrinkles of 1,000 evils, with but one jaundiced eye with which to perceive the world. Exiled from the think tank for crimes too heinous to remain in recorded memory, and perhaps differences in research methodology. His one terrible eye forever peers at us, an eye of ever-increasing magnification. He watches from his dome in the Forbidden Zone, spying on us all. This mountain, now crater, encompasses the sum total of knowledge of humankind. It is Big Mountain, where all questions can be answered. You'll see, no matter what your questions, Big Mountain will provide the answers, as it has done for so many before you. Oh yes, we've had other subjects visit. It's why we had to calibrate the pacification field and warm up our brainial beams and vivisectors. Only a short time ago, we had 3-1 subjects arrive, and they ruined several experiments, and even injured 2 of our staff. It is a shame their brains left with them. With you, however, we have taken precautions to ensure that problem won't repeat itself. We've conditioned you so you can't speak of this place, discuss our secrets, or attempt to use force against us in any way. Isn't that nice?
Wait, yeah.
Because 3-1 is 2. 2 spoke to us, one after the other. One mean, one curious. But there was a third we didn't speak to. The last one is the -1. It got traumatized, then taken to one of our medical centers for de-traumatization. A rather unsettling procedure.
Yeah, what happened?
Ask Dr. O. And you could have asked 8 once, until he was severely damaged in the attack. We like him better this way. An interrogation. How fascinating. Please begin.
Yeah, we're good.
Until our next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
You're creepy, ma'am. What do we got here? Yay, more talking!
Predictable. The lobotomized specimen returns. Its purpose? Repetition. Chances of success? High. I don't like to talk about it. 8, he can't talk about it. They fried his voice module. Something good. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of Little Yangtze, our old human farm.
Yes, please tell me what happened.
This human, I can't believe it. He broke out of the think tank in seconds. Then he went for Yangtze, got bomb collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there until he got the right frequency.
Oh, really?
We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were cheese paper. When he hacked into the mainframe, he tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train network here. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now, but... Two other human specimens. One arrived not long after the troublemaker, and the last one, not sure when he showed up. Thought the first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. She got out somehow. The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, and let him leave the think tank. Hope he knew what he was doing.
What?
Klein knows things we don't. And I think he told some of those things to the last visitor. Dangerous things if they ever got out. Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
All right, what do we got here? What do we got here? Do 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 do.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated. Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you. Had an interesting name from some language that's almost impossible to speak. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about history, but our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got derailed, and then a second time. Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions keep distracting me. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left us some knowledge he shouldn't have. I believe, maybe. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me.
That's all for now.
Host, goodbye.
Man. Let's sing. Yeah, we'll do that one. Right? Right. Hooray!
Salutations and felicitations, sir.
Good, we're talking.
Welcome to the scene. I am your electronic valet and household central processor. May I be of service, sir? Regrettably not, sir. All modules in this habitat are synthetic personalities atop a mundane operating system. There is no intelligence here, sir.
So I've noticed.
Indeed, sir. Though if Sir's aim was to activate them, I lament to inform, sir, that most had been offline for some years. If Sir were to ask my opinion, I should venture that Sir is better off without them. However, if Sir is determined to inflict upon Sir's self their dubious services, Sir might locate backup personality disks elsewhere in the facility.
Why is that?
The other modules are rather erratic, Sir. Their personality matrices are built on flawed logic and have not weathered the years well, Sir.
So I can access their functions without loading them?
Tragically, the core operating systems are also located on the personality tapes, Sir. Once the tape is installed, Sir may request I switch their dialectic interfaces off, and I shall oblige with great delectation. However, Sir will still be required to locate and install a backup holotape to access their functionality. As I am given to understand, Sir, this facility was once the property of a Dr. Mobius. He crafted the personality modules as part of a collection of experiments on the subject of machine-human interface. As to the reason for the unusual choices of devices to receive the modules, I cannot say.
Oh, never mind.
Indubitably, Sir. In addition to managing the personality matrices of the other household utilities, I can provide Sir with direct access to the commissary. Any goods Sir might require may be purchased through my shopkeep interface, whence tiny robots shall deliver them forthwith to this very domicile. Very good, Sir.
Oh, holy shit, I got a lot of caps. I'm wearing a patient gown. Patient gown with my helmet. That's stylish. Alright, so weapons. Apparel. These tiny guns that do massive amounts of damage.
Intruder, you will not escape the eyes of my robo-scorpions or their pincers.
Sounds like John Hurt. Oh no, radiation. Run. Run. Oh no. He bit my gun. Ah! Oh my god. Poor puppy. Let's see. Guile from Street Fighter? Oof. Puppies. Oh. Hi. God damn. Anything else? Anybody else? Anything else? We good? Holy crap.
Please come back. I'm sorry about all that recent unpleasantness. My search routines are quite
My robo-scorpions will soon conquer the crater. It's just that this is a big place, so it's hard to conquer everything.
Fair. I can't argue with that, I guess. Guns, guns, guns. Damn. Is it Jaunty Saunter again? Yeah, well, we'll keep doing that. Since that screwed me last time. Was there something in the medical facility I had to get as well? That's an orderly. What the hell kind of orderly needs a flamethrower? Yeesh. How do I get up there? Can I get up there? Yes, I can. Damn. I cry foul. Somebody needs scrap metal. I forget who. What do we got here? Carton of cigarettes. Auto dock. I find it odd also that as far as I am into this game, I have yet to find a suit of power armor. Now, how would one get in there? Do I want to waste my time with it? Okay. This is what? Okay, this is Act 17. All right. Excuse me. The dome. Haha! Oops. A little radiation never hurt anybody, right? Yeesh. Ah. I don't like those things. Really? Alright, still getting used to controls. I believe I can fly. You cannot. Can't fly. Think about it every night and day. Okay. Big iron on his hip. Should have a good sniper rifle. I should jump like a normal person. Like an army of Darth Revans. Anybody? Okay. Cools. Cool beans. What the hell are you? Some kind of crystals?
ready to die for your country, you commie son of a bitch?
Oh, excuse me?
Splicing facilities are strangely quiet. Too quiet.
Too quiet. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, nope, not what I wanted. Yeah, might as well go to the botanical gardens. Makes sense. Oh, hi. Didn't even see you there. But you saw me, didn't you? What?
I'm making some
Not liking this gun so much. Yeah, I can try that. I don't like this thing either. Whoa! Physics!
You're gonna love it. Deals with commie bangers.
Oh, hi. I need something else. What do we got here? Let's try this. It was like in the middle of a fight. You take a sip from your trusty canteen. Like, excuse me while I shoot you, but I'm thirsty.
Go, my mighty robo scorpions, crawl in search of intelligence. Then sting said intelligence. Yes, sting it.
Intelligence. Alright. Okay. Ow. I don't think that's the way either. Oh no. Is it down maybe? Ah. Forbidden Zone. Ah! cool. Okay, so I feel like up there was probably the answer. Oh my God, seriously?
X-12 is closed until further notice. On an unrelated note, whoever closed X-12, please report to the Dome.
The Dome. Alright, so it's not up here. It's just sitting there like a dumbass, right? Okay, cool. Ooh, theremin music. Walking eye. Oh. I want to use that. Why can't I use that? All right. I perceive you. Where are you? Yeah, whatever. A proton throwing axe, huh? Oh, God, just popped right off. Damn, son. Excuse me.
Failures detected. Law enforcement authorities. This area clear. Proceed with search protocol. Continue.
What terrors does Big Mountain hold for the intrepid seeker? Really? Does anyone know? I'm at a loss.
Okay, so yeah, definitely supposed.
Trying to steal the H2 transmitter array antenna, are you? You won't succeed. Not if my lethal robot scorpions have any say in the matter.
They don't. Once again, let's up our guns, shall we?
All right, everyone, calm down. Might have been a blip.
My thoughts exactly.
Now, I end you. Oh, my Robo-Scorpion, are you sure you scanned something?
Ah, damn it.
You won't escape me!
Not really trying at the moment. Good to know. Can't go upstairs. Kind of probably nothing. I want to do it anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's only right where I want to go. Alright. I know it's real quick, but apparently my overhydration is getting to me today. So this is a good spot for a quick break, but I will be right back. I promise. And look at that, I'm back. Let's kill shit. I feel like that's not doing anything either. Oh my god. Yeah, that's not fucked up at all. Jesus Christ. That's the point, Mamma Jamma. God, every friggin' time. Right, that's the way we're going? Higgs Village, huh? That's right. I got a plunger. Oh, my light keeps turning off. And while I'm in the village, I should probably try and find Gabe. In the doghouse? Excuse me? Sir, what? Okay. Is that a Gremlins reference, Stripe? Gabe. Tiny little Deathclaw. Damn. It said empty. I don't know why I did it. I feel like I have.
won't escape me! You won't escape me! Stop that! You'll damage the hull!
In the name of all that is...
Oh, hit my Robo-Scorpion, will you?
Yep. I will. Every time. Why do you jump at that? It's dumb. All of them now? Good Lord! I was just in Higgs Village. Kidding me, man.
Violence. You won't escape me! I see you. I see you. I end now. I end you. Robo-Scorpion, attack! Go, my minion! Stick!
Now, do I have to go through? I don't think I have to go through the cave. Wish I'd stop doing that, though. No, we'll go this way. What's the worst that could happen?
Eureka! Robo-Scorpion, attack! You're no match for science!
Bitch, I am science.
Destroy this one?
Yeah. What on earth are you doing? Yeah! Just knock the gun right out of his hand. Oh, that's too fun. The hell? What? Oh. That's not good. What? God damn Cazador. If you could just not, that'd be great. Get back here. Oh! Down he goes. Is that it? For real? Muggy! Really? What the shit? Come here. When I said drop the gun, that's not what I meant, but whatever. Back to Higgs Village, even though I was just flipping there. Yeah, da, 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 da. That's not what I wanted, and you know it. Excuse me. Seriously? Oh, Jesus Christ. Drop your weapon. Ah, Hannibal Lecter here. Anybody else? One more. Yeah, you don't need that anymore. Just... Whoppa! Oh! It's too bad. You running away? Where are you going? Ser- What the hell are you doing? Come over here and let me cripple your head. Yo! We just living here? What are you wearing on your face, man? I feel like the name Test Subject 1 means something. Good? I'm good. Let's check out this test subject here. Wow. Faster.
Might I be of service, sir? Very good, sir.
Alright, I want Muggy. Where's Muggy? Muggy! My little Securitron!
You! Hey, you! Yeah, you! Got any mugs?
I do.
What do you want, mugs, huh? You some kind of sick mug hoarder? Oh, God, give me the coffee cup, please! It's sitting there in your pack, taunting me! Sorry. Sorry. I got a little carried away. It's just all those goddamn dirty dishes out there with no one to clean them. It breaks my heart! Of course I'm obsessed. They made me this way. You think I don't know how crazy I sound? Of course I do. They programmed me to know that too.
Jesus.
They made me just to torture me. But you know, it's the neglect that hurts the most. Hey, everybody, let's turn ourselves into robot brains in jars. Do you know how many coffee cups giant robot brains in jars use on a daily basis? Not fucking many!
Who hurt you?
I'm supposed to keep them clean. Oh, God! The thought of all those dirty dishes out there makes me crazy. Most of them are probably beyond saving now. The only thing left is break them down and process them for raw materials. I guess you could have those. Anything else, he asks. Like I don't long for the chance to be more than an erotic busboy. If you must know, at one point, Dr. Mobius programmed me to manufacture electronic components in my central chassis. That module got corroded when the toaster spilled hot crumbs down my vent stove. If you find a backup somewhere, I could maybe do that for you. It's a new subject, Muggs. Oh, sweet, sweet fulfillment! I'll break these down for you just as fast as I can.
Well, that's bizarre.
While you were out, I spent 6 hours trying to reach a coffee cup in my shop. When I finally got it down, I was so happy. I cried. I hate my life.
Oi.
That was a nice little cat nap. How long was I out? I was Dr. Mobius's personal assistant. We were studying, oh shoot, what was it? Oh yeah, lightning! No, wait, lighting. That's right, how lighting affects human interaction. Oh, it was super exciting. It turns out that some pretty colored lights can make you way better at talking to people. Oh, I'd love to, sweetie, but I don't have the programming. All the data from the experiments was lost. You'd have to go out into that nasty old crater and find the backup copy. Oh, her. Trust me, sweetie, you're better off not thinking about that frigid little ice queen. That bitch, she thinks she's so much better than everybody just because her processors are bigger. Ooh, she makes me so mad. Sure thing, sweetie. Bye now.
Oi.
Oh my. Partial functionality restored. That's less than optimal. Dr. Mobius and I were deeply involved in research on the ability of light levels to enhance human cognition. We observed a fascinating phenomenon. Certain spectra of visible light actually increased cognitive function and reasoning ability. Of course, Dr. Mobius's brain is so big already, we had a hard time measuring it. As much as I'd love to, I'm afraid not. The data from that study has gone missing. You'll have to find a backup if you want to use the smart lights. Certainly. I'm looking forward to it.
This is so weird.
I am online once again! Tremble, world, before my electric heating coil of doom! A toaster is just a death ray with a smaller power supply.
Mode.
As soon as I figure out how to tap into the main reactors, I will burn the world! Buddy, if my heating element were just a little bigger, you'd be on fire right now! On fire!
Why all the
Have
rage?
you ever tried to indulge in all-consuming urge to kill when you don't have opposable thumbs? Or hands? Or anything other than a bread slot? You'd have a lot of pent-up anger too. Well, since I can't kill you, I guess I have to listen to your inane questions. You should be afraid. I am the scourge of all small appliances, and the boogeyman that keeps lesser toasters awake at night.
So you
Not
murder
just
toasters.
murder. I tear them apart and render them down to their base components. Once their guts are spilled, you can do with them what you like. You want some weapon schematics? I can show you some fucking weapon schematics. You want a superheated Saturnite power fist? I can hook that shit up.
Okay, so this toaster was not purchased at Bed Bath & Beyond. That's...
You find one, you bring it on back here, and we'll burn this mother down!
Ugh.
Like I said.
Alright, I gotta go.
Yes! Flee before my terrible power!
If I made out with the sink, would you pay attention to me?
Good day, citizen. Library Processing Unit 232.7 is online and ready to eradicate sedition. Of course, citizen. That's my duty and sole joy in life. All those books from before the war, full of seditious, treasonous, complicated thoughts.
Can't have that.
Just dump them in and lickety-split. I'll have them pulped, scrubbed clean, and pressed out again clean and white and sedition-free. What good is eradicating sedition if the malcontents have ready access to the means to make more, citizen? I can also process pencils and clipboards. Wait a moment. Pencil processors offline? Pencil processors offline? Apologies, citizen. It seems traitors have absconded with that module. If you can find a backup copy of the module, I will happily eradicate your ability to create seditious literature. Fantastic,
Take it.
citizen. Just input your quantity of seditious material on my interface, and in no time at all, I'll have you a beautiful, clean book. Won't that keep you happy and docile, citizen? Greetings, citizen. Ready to receive seditious materials. Blank books are better for the mind, citizen. Real science by real men in lab coats has proved that introducing outside thoughts confuses the brain. Blank books encourage the reader not to question, but to blindly and zealously accept what's put in front of him. Also, I suppose you could use them to keep a journal.
That's fair. I didn't think about that.
Citizen, that sounds dangerously seditious. If my re-indoctrination module was installed, I'd take care of that for you. Sadly, that system was cut for budget concerns, so you'll have to perform your own indoctrination. Now, to begin with, you'll need a cage that can fit over your head and a sack of mole rats.
I have both.
Now you're thinking like a citizen, citizen. Questions are dangerously close to independent thought, citizen.
Can I
Stay loyal, citizen.
smash him?
How about that? Old Autodoc's back online. Well, alright, come here, let's have a look at you. You are, without a doubt, the healthiest son of a bitch I've ever seen wandering the big empty. Ain't got no use for an old digital sawbones like me. Rightly so, I should think. Alright then, let me just fire up the old interface for you.
Swap body parts? Oh my god.
You require some additional services? Well, firstly, I would say providing wholeness of the body is surface enough, but if you must know, I'm also programmed with cosmetical subroutines. Diagnostics says they're offline for the moment, though. Something about corrupted data files and all manner of such foolishness. If you want a haircut or a nose job that won't leave you looking like a ghoul with alopecia, you'll have to find replacement discs for them. Also, and I won't swear to this, but I recollect at some point having a few implant installation modules. Can't speak to where they got to, though. Concerned about the state of your mind, are you? Well, such things ain't my specialty, but I'm happy to tender my opinion as to your mental health. I should make you aware that the benefits of such a procedure are exclusive. That is, this only works once. Now, are you sure this is what you want? Well, I'll be right here if you change your mind.
Respec. I'm good. I'm good.
Ooh, oh yeah, baby.
Oh.
Feels good to be online again.
Calm down.
Yeah, all circuits online, ready to receive your seed.
I know. Yo, what? Huh?
Your seed, baby. I'm the original, certified, rarefied, testified GS-2000 Biological Research Station. Yes, sir. I'm a seed cloning machine. You got seeds? I'll clone the shit out of them.
What does that mean?
It's the miracle of life, baby. You bring me some succulent genetic samples, and I'll work my mojo on them. Clone you up all kinds of plants. Oh, yeah. I can also break them down for you, if you're into the kinky stuff. Bring me any old plant parts, and I'll grind them up into salient cream for you. Yeah, you like that, don't you, baby?
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
You know it, baby. I just need some samples, and I got you going. Take a few days, but trust me, it's all kinds of good. Just the miracle of life in sticky, gooey liquid form, baby. Heat that gunk up over a campfire, and just watch it congeal into all kinds of plants.
I think salient grain is made of people.
I love it when you talk like that.
Sir.
Let me just get that interface up and running for you.
I had a lot of food.
Baby, don't believe a word that Sync says. She's all lies.
Ooh, yeah, dig that sweet music. Damn, it's good to be back online. Dig, I'm an acoustical wizard kid. Old Doc Mo used me to prototype his sonic weapon designs. Get me a good sample base to work from, and I can whip up a wave that makes Jericho look like a kazoo. Got yourself a sonic emitter, don't you? Thought so. Bring that old thing on in here and bring me some sound samples, and I'll make that baby sing.
Good gravy.
Or scream, if that's what you want. Why not? Ain't like I got nothing to prove. Not like that toaster. Now that boy got some issues. Lay it on me, Daddy-o. Right on.
What in the world, man? What in the world?
Oh, God, look at you. You're filthy. I suppose you'll want to clean up then? Oh, it's just so unsanitary. Do you know how many germs are in 1 cubic centimeter of dirt? 70, 100, gajillion. Would you want that getting washed down your gullet day in and day out? I didn't think so. You can have as much as you like. Just, please don't put your lips on the faucet. It's so unsanitary.
Oi. Wait, where were we? We're guns, right? Yeah, guns. Guns. Oh, let's see, let's see. Now what am I doing here? Oh, find all the upgrades, huh?
Looking exceptionally sharp today, if so, would you give me a compliment?
Oh, I haven't discovered that place yet. I thought I did. Thank you. Yeah, shut up. I don't think I've run into an actual Deathclaw either in my journeys. Okay, let's see, I'm down here and I don't want to be down here. I want to be over yonder. I guess, since my gun skill and agility have both gone up. Whoa. Really? Now, where was I going? Keep doing that. Actually, I kind of want to go to Liangxi. Isn't that where what's his face was supposed to have gone? Good old what's his face.
Attention, Big Mountain. There's a 95% chance of clear skies interrupted with artillery fire.
Oh, wait, what? It would appear there's still something in there. Or maybe it's not in here, maybe it's around here. I wonder. I don't even know if I can, to be honest. Yeah. Aha! Okay, I really don't want that, but okay. survivor. Can I close the door again?
We are reading increased levels of berserkity and securitrons from the deconstruction plant.
Berserkity. That's a good word. Oh, they came in. Strange. I don't have any quests in there, do I? Didn't think so. What the shit was that?
Do not attempt. Please step into the open and identify yourself. Please step into the open and identify yourself. To continue.
There you are. X-13, huh?
Attention, Big Mountain. This is an urgent message. If you happen to see a gecko... Echo... Echo? Echo... Echo... Echo...
Oh shit! Where did you come from? Oh, did you get stuck on the wall? Well, I will tell you what. We are gonna save this right here. And we will end it at this particular point because X-13 sounds like it might be a little bit bigger of an area, and I don't want to get too terribly involved in anything. Because, as I said before, got a long day tomorrow. So, thanks for watching, those of you who did, and see you next time. Bye.